Hello everyone, I'm TheFireBlades, and welcome to the first in hopefully a new series of my adventures in Skyrim. Now, I've set myself a little project where I will start in Riften, and I will just go non-stop to Solitude. And what I'm going to do is, if I meet someone on the way, I'm going to have to talk to them and fulfill whatever wish they have. Sound like a kind of a Skyrim magic fairy granting thing. Now, you may have noticed straight off the bat that it's a little bit different from the original game. I am using quite a few mods. I just love the whole Skyrim mod aspect. And it makes the game more deeper, well, more deep, more immersive. And yeah, it just makes it a lot more enjoyable. Now, I go back to the vanilla version of Skyrim and I just cannot play it. It's just so dull. It's absolutely dull. So, instead, you may find a few issues, a few glitches. I'm not a modding expert. I'm a little bit impatient as well, so I've tried to do everything I can to the best of my abilities. So let's just get straight on it. I start off in Riften.
I don't know you. You in Riften looking for trouble?
Just passing through?
Well, I got news for you. There's nothing to see here. Last thing the Blackbriars need is some stranger sticking their nose where it doesn't belong.
Well, I already know who the Blackbriars are.
Get over here. I want to talk to you.
Shut up.
I'm really getting tired of your excuses. When you borrowed the money, you said you'd pay it back on time.
She's talking to you.
Need something? I know I do. But how was I to know the shipment would get robbed?
And what might you need?
What? Are you telling me you robbed it? Why? Why are you doing this to me?
Look, Shadley, last warning. Pay up or else. All I care about is the gold. Everything
And
else
what
is
might you need?
Go away. Right. Right. What kind of trouble are you in?
I owe a great deal of money to someone, and I think they cheated me. I don't know what to do.
Tell me the
I was able to
details
work
if
at
you
a
don't
stable
mind.
in Whiterun to sell me some of their tack and harnesses.
Right?
I borrowed some gold from Sapphire to pay for the shipment, but it got robbed before it even arrived. Now Sapphire wants her money back, and if I don't pay her, I think she's going to kill me.
Oh, it's a shame. Right, well, I'll help you pay for your debt.
Oh, thank you. Be careful
Alright.
with Sapphire.
Now, I used to try and do a speedrun with this particular quest. I tried to talk to Sapphire before she entered the Bee and Barb. It was a little race. It was one of those things, as soon as you go to Riften, it's one of those little things I put on my little list to do. Role-playing games like this, because I start off, and because I'm new to it, I sometimes get things wrong. I play again, and I give it another go. I'm often better at it. Wow, well, I'm rather impressed because I've got fraps running, and I would have thought it'd be chugging a lot worse than this with this many NPCs. This particular mod is lively inns and taverns, with a reduced amount of people in it, actually. It used to be a lot more, apparently. So, I'm just going to talk to Sapphire. The inside's a little bit different as well. I am using a lighting mod, the realistic lighting overhaul, and it just makes it, again, more immersive. The vanilla lighting for me was way too bright, especially the night times.
Yeah.
Now, Sapphire.
I knew that stupid kid would try and find a way to weasel out of his debt. Look, this is really simple. I lent him some gold, he promised to pay me back, and now he says he's broke. End of story.
Cheers.
All right, all right. I guess I'm making up my shit. No need to waste any more time threatening the stable.
Nope.
Tell Shadley he doesn't owe me anything.
Huzzah! First quest completed.
I hope we talk to each other again.
Now the music again. Alright, I must admit, this particular one is a little bit lore unfriendly. Usually I try to go for immersion, lore friendliness and stuff like that. But that is it's a folky Viking drinking song. It's actually based off another song of the same artist. It's kind of like a work song, if you've ever heard them. it's the artist is called Heidevolk, I think, and it's kind of a folk metal band. But they do have one where is, you know, it's in another language. I don't even know what language. I'm that silly. But it's kind of based on. It seems like people rowing. They're out on a fishing boat. And that is a kind of drinking song, as if to play on the work song. You know, I'm not really explaining it very well, but still. I do have a battle song as well, which is quite unimmersive. You'll probably hear it. That one is Battle Song by Ensiferum, I think it's pronounced. Again, I'm not very good with foreign pronunciations. Now, where's Shadow gone? I can only assume he's at the stable. Now, where is he? Now, if this were Morrowind, the quest markers would be off. Entirely off. Where is he? Ah, that would make sense. I turned the quest markers off. I am not somebody who copes well with navigation. As you probably tell by my Thief series, which I'm going to upload. I'm currently in the process of making it. I've got the Thief game series. I've not got the newest one yet. This is kind of like a retro review. I'm going to try and do all 3 games back to back and see what happens. I'm currently doing Thief Gold, which is of course very different to Skyrim because it doesn't hold your hand as much. It plonks you right there and says, this is your objective. Set forth. Alright, fair enough. So I'm just going to return to Shadow, or whatever his name is. Yep. I can see him looking at me, but apparently I can't see him. The locks. Now, I always found the lock-picking perks in Skyrim to be somewhat redundant. It's never been something that I've really needed. All I need is just a high lockpick skill and enough lockpicks. And I find I'm just fine. I can spend my perks elsewhere. I want to talk to you about...
Who comes unto me?
Fine, I'll go back to Sapphire then, shall I? You little dick. Try to help people, and they just tell you to get out their house. Now, you may have noticed the light turning on. This is another mod. It's the Wearable Lanterns mod. And it means you can illuminate dark areas without the use of a torch occupying one hand. You can set the lantern to be held in one hand if you like. But I prefer not to. I, of course, use the realistic lighting mods, as you can see. And the dungeons, caves, and night times get stupidly dark. And having a torch in one hand all the time is just a hindrance. Again, the realism, the immersion thing. And, yeah, I do enjoy it very much. Now, as you can see, I'm all kitted out in my peasant garb, which I had from my last job. I don't work there anymore, so I have no use for it. Unfortunately, as I level up in the game, I don't acquire new clothes. This is all I've got. It's expensive enough as it is. So, unfortunately, this is all you've got. Now, you may have noticed my enchanted earmuffs of hearing. Again, not very law-friendly, but I've got to hear the game in one way or another. Right, so I've got to kip down for the night, haven't I? Oh, you can see these drunken revellers. It's got a cold winter song. This particular one is called Winter's Eve by a group called Sava. I'm sorry, what?
Vigilance is our shield that protects us from the squalid past.
Depends what you mean by...
With which we carve a path to an enlightened future.
What do you have in mind?
Vigilance is our shield that protects us from the squalid past. Knowledge is our weapon. with which we carve a path
That's
to an
two.
enlightened future.
What do I have to do?
I'm gonna steal Medesi's silver ring from a strongbox under his stand. Once you have it,
Vigilance is our shield that protects us
Break
from
the
the
law.
squalid
You
past.
kidding?
Knowledge is our weapon, with which we carve a path to an enlightened future.
find me.
Okay, now there's Brynjolf there. If you played Skyrim, you'll understand exactly who Brynjolf is and what he wants to do.
Vigilance
You get
is
the
our
fuck out the
shield
way!
that protects us from the squalid
Again, this
past.
is one of the liabilities with
Knowledge
mods
is
like
our
this.
weapon,
There's so many people.
which we
There
carve
isn't a
path
barge
to
past
an
people
enlightened
mod.
Future.
Yeah, what do you want? This is about the metering. Talk later.
Now, I want a room.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Cool. Now, I'm going to try and play this as immersively as possible. I'm not going to go all roleplay and give you a stupid name or act like I'm a reject from a Lord of the Rings extra. But I am going to play the game, basically, play it by the book. And that's, I'm not going to fast travel, and I'm not going to wait if I can help it either. I'm going to do everything as legitimately as I possibly can. So, of course, before I set out on my grand adventure, I've got to prepare a little bit.
Know if there's anything else you need. If you've got the coin, you're welcome here.
Thank you.
Otherwise, hit the road.
Hit the road. It's an Andrew Sisters song called Hit the Road. I actually like it, it's one of my favourites. How does it go? I don't know.
Is there something I can do for you?
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I got it, okay. Anyway, as you can see, it's broad daylight. It's looking fantastic. I do have a immersive saturation boost as well, the mod's called. Yeah, okay,
Yes.
some of you might think it looks a bit silly, but I like colour in my games. You know, when you play Grand Theft Auto 4, everything is just grey and brown, and it's just miserable. So I like my world to be a bit more diverse in terms of colour. Again, some of you might think it's a little bit childish and a little bit juvenile, but meh, I like colour. Right. As you notice, the Oblivion music has actually kicked in now. I've got a custom music replacer mod. I've forgotten the name of it, but it actually allows you... It creates a separate directory in the Skyrim folder. Allows you to put your favourite WAVs in there. So technically, if you're fighting a troll or a dragon, you could have some kind of Nicki Minaj or Miley Cyrus or something. The mods out there are absolutely insane. I did see a mod recently. It was of Spider-Man with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a companions, and it was Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony in the background as you mount. It's just insane, so don't worry, you won't see any of that. Not in the slightest. Now, one thing I have forgotten to do is change my clothing set. Now, this is the first glimpse you're going to get of my character. He's called Trevkin. Which is a bit of a play on my old nickname from university. You may have found some other people in my other Let's Plays calling me Trev, and this was my nickname at university. And Ken is kind of like kin to mean son of. Again, I like to take that kind of thing seriously. This is him. I've got progressive. I'm doing a lot of progressive growth on him as well. There we go. Now, as you can see, this is my character. Doesn't look like much. I do have an implemental growth. I think the mod is called Pumping Iron, which what happens when it kind of increments muscle growth due to certain circumstances. So when I level up my combat skill or level up my smithing skill, the character's build actually increases and gets bigger. I also go to the race menu every now and then to alter his hair and beard to make it slightly longer. When I did start this game, I had him absolutely bald and clean shaven, and I hope to kind of increment this. Again, a bit sad, a bit immersion friendly, I guess. Right. Well, I'm now in the process of just making sure all my stuff is in order. Just got my people there, and as you can see, I've got a little bar in the top right-hand corner. which is my heat bar. I'm using the hypothermia mod called Frostfall, and it influences warmth. So when you stand next to a heat source like this, if you go into the third-person view, your character will stand there and start warming their hands, as such. And this, as you can see, will increase your warmth. Now this is essential to your survival. If you get too cold, you will start to die, and then eventually you'll drop dead. I did have rather an unfortunate mishap one time when I started a new game using this Live Another Life mod. And one of them is where you just spontaneously shipwrecked just north of Winterhold, of course the coldest region in the entire game. And you start off underwater with the boat over you, like that, and you have to get underneath. But because you're cold wet and have no proper clothes, it's a bit of a challenge, so you just die instantly. I tried it quite a few times. Apparently the mod maker has put something in there to help you because they know it's bloody difficult to get there. So, what I'm currently doing is just trying to get rid of all of my items. Now,
buy something or see for yourself?
Now, the people who have played the games, oh hello, may of course understand that sometimes the game does just it gives you so many items, you get so much decent loot, and the vendors don't have an awful lot of money. As you can see, he's only got 756. There is a perk in the Speechcraft tree, I think, but it's quite at the top, where you can increase their gold, invest in places, get more profit. But if it's just to increment getting more money so you can spend on really nothing, because eventually the stuff you find is a lot better than the stuff you buy. So actually I'm just going to buy these glass boots, because stamina is one thing I'm seriously lacking in battle at the moment. I will describe to you a little bit more about the battle system. I've got it, well, it's not really a battle system, but again it's just a mod to influence NPCs and therefore combat. But at the moment I'm just buying expensive stuff for the sake of selling my even more expensive stuff, just so I can get rid of it, because otherwise I'll have to drop it. 18 and 2, so I'm going to need some glass first. However, I'm going to sell these just because I need the extra stamina boost. I don't mind taking a hit to the armor. Front right, no, I don't need that, I can't use it. I've got my belt attached to the front right. Let's see, I'm going to keep my glass bow there because I know as soon as I get some glass, refined glass at least, it's going to be better than my elven bow, but at the moment the elven bow is slightly better because it has been tempered, has been improved somewhat. So I've got plenty to spend, or at least plenty to sell. Ah, I know exactly what I'm going to do.
When you're ready to spend more gold. I've got your back.
I'm going to go to one of my companions, Anek Crad Jumper. She is wearing Bard's armor. I think it's the Ludman's armory. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. Take off the silver sword. I'll keep the wolf katana. I need to recharge those staffs because they are absolutely brilliant in battle. Brilliant ranged weapons, and of course they got magic powers as well.
We've stopped. What is it?
Now this is Tikrid, as you can see there. She is a character from the Interesting NPCs mod, I believe, and you come across her near Dawnstar. I'm going to keep the wolf armor just for ceremonial purposes, because I intend to get a house at some point.
To the next fight.
You gonna stare all day or see for yourself?
Now I might get some light armor training as well. Depends. Ebony sword. I don't. The only reason I'm selling the sword is because I don't use swords. I'm more of a mace person. At least for this game. I've gone a different route with my character. Usually I like my characters to be dual wielders, which means a weapon in each hand. But I'm going for the more roleplay adventure kind of thing in that if you go out to the world with 2 weapons and you're not expert in them, you're just going to die. Especially in this game, since you can't defend yourself. There is a mod out there to help you defend yourself, but I'm not sure how much the balance is going to be influenced. I think one of the main perks of the dual wielding is twice the attack, but half the defense, or at least no defense. Now something I need is the stamina potions, which I've just sold like a jackass. You fool, you're an idiot. Got plenty of potions of cure disease. I'm going to keep my invisibility there. I don't really use poisons, they're a bit cumbersome. I'm going to keep those herbs there. And... lovely. Right, what I'm going to do next is... well, I only see I've got 2 soul gems.
I'll
get
teach
some...
you how to use it effectively and keep you quick on your
oh,
feet.
light armor level 35. I've got half a level, I might as well increase it.
Come back when you're ready to spend more
It
gold.
technically increases it by 1 level, but not 1 level's worth of experience, if that makes sense. So, as you can see there, my light armor bar was only half full. If I spent 1 on a full increase, it would have only increased it by half. It basically resets it to the next highest level. It rounds it up, essentially. But I don't want to do that, because I think it's going to be a waste of money in the long run. Now my loadout, my companions are strategically chosen. I like having a DPS or a ranger, which is what Annette's there for. She's got a bow and dual weapons. She can sneak in behind and do damage secretly. I've got my tank, who is Tikrid. Usually it's in favour of Mjol the Lioness, who you may have seen. She lives in Riften, but I need to be of a certain level, and I need to do a certain thing before I talk to her. And I've got me, who is kind of the general adventurer. I'm usually trained in light armor and light weapons and maces. Sounds like a weird combination. But I just want to make sure I stay light on my feet. And I kind of prefer the whole light armor, hunter, ranger kind of thing anyway. And I chose maces because I haven't chosen maces in a long time. And maces are actually very undervalued weapons. So I am now... now that's all we've got time for this episode. I'll go a little bit more about maces and their historical significance in the next episode. So join me in the next episode where we will actually set out on our grand journey. The preparations are now complete. I've told you a little bit about what's going to happen and about what my game is entailing. And until then, I hope to see you in the next video. If you like this video, give it a like, and if you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel. So, until next time, bye!
Everywhere, and he's lying down.
Yeah, I'm bathing in it.
Apparently, if I shoot the start off an alarm next time. Oh, he's done well there. He's done well. It's on! Oh, it's no! No!